In those first few moments, thousands thought there was no reason to panic. The music played on until the gunfire and carnage became horrifically clear.
And then we heard pop, 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 and it just kept going and going. And my husband said, "That's not firecrackers, that sounds like a semi-automatic rifle."
Get down!
At that point, the thousands of people tightly packed into the concert venue knew someone was shooting at them, but they didn't know from where.
So we just hit the ground and just laid there and hang on to each other. And it was quiet for a bit, and then fired another 30 rounds, and then quiet. And then what we were doing was every time he had stopped, he was reloading, we had gotten up and started making our way towards the fence.
Let's go!
Others ran toward the strip's neon lights, crouching behind cars and whatever shelter they could find.
See the shots coming from Mandalay Bay, halfway up.
It was in this chaos and confusion that officers discovered the attack was being carried out from above and afar. Almost half a kilometer away, the shooter was perched in a room on the 32nd floor, armed with an arsenal of high-powered rifles. By the time the SWAT team arrived, police say 64-year-old Stephen Paddock killed himself. Down below on the streets was a bloodbath. People grabbed anything that would make do as a stretcher to try and help the wounded and those who lay dying on the ground.
We just did what we could, get to the side, tried to help people out, carry some people out, put pressure on wounds.
Today, with streets still sealed off, some who were here last night felt the need to return.
You know, just seeing the window and just being at the scene and stuff, you know, I think it all kind of just hits you at once.
Police are conducting several searches and say the shooter had a mass of guns in the hotel room and his home.
In excess of 18 additional firearms, some explosives, and several thousand rounds of ammo, along with some electronic devices that we are evaluating at this point.
Inside his car, they also found ammonium nitrate, an explosive. Among the victims in the attack were Canadians. 23-year-old Jordan McEldoon from BC was killed, along with 34-year-old Jessica Klimchuk, a mother of 4 from Alberta. Others were injured and are now recovering in the hospital.
I got hit in the gut initially, but I didn't really realize at first. And then there was a group of girls who were in a bad way, and then I got nicked again, and I was bleeding pretty badly. And I kind of just panicked and looked for anyone who could help me, and I had my friend use his belt as like a tourniquet and cut off the blood. But it all happened just crazy fast. It seems not real.
I spoke with 21-year-old Sheldon Mack this afternoon in the hospital. He was hit in the arm and in the abdomen, and he underwent surgery and can't eat, so he still is in a lot of pain. And he's also struggling with the images from last night. Just shortly before he was shot, he saw someone standing nearby be shot and killed, so he realizes just how close he came and how lucky he is, Susan.
How difficult. Briar, you unexpectedly ran into the parents of one of the Canadians who died. Tell me about that.
That's right, I did. It just so happened that I ran into the parents of Jordan McEldoon when they were at the airport in Vancouver this morning. We were both on our way down here to Las Vegas. I actually met them in the line as we were standing waiting for coffee. And they had said that they had just found out a few hours before that their son was killed. They got a call from his girlfriend. They also got another call from a paramedic who had worked to try to save him. They told me that he was their only child. He grew up in an acreage in Maple Ridge, BC, and he absolutely loved the outdoors. They're in touch with Canadian consular staff here in Vegas.
How sad. Thanks, Briar.